Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and today is Friday. It is time to reveal the giveaway for my bourbon flight. And if you stick around, I'm going to start my next flight, which is going to be my non-peated scotches. And you're going to have an opportunity to win that giveaway as well. So let's go ahead and get on to the winner of my last Friday's best type of bourbon flight. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I ended up having 13 people that did a super chat to support the channel. And within those 13 people, I ended up with, 19 entries. So some people donated a little bit more than $5. Thank you all very much. And thank you for leaving comments down below. So I just put everybody's name randomized on the wheel. I kind of figured that would be the way to go, especially with my Wednesdays series with the Sip It or Skip It. I just went ahead and kept it with the theme of the randomized wheel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see who we've got winning the bourbon flight giveaway. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And good luck to everybody. Why is that not going? That was all blurry. I apologize. So we got Robert. Robert, congratulations. I actually have never said your last name out loud. So Robert Sheard is the winner of the bourbon flight giveaway. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm also going to be sending you a box of 6 Black Glencairns. And this is going to start happening going forward with these next 2 flights. Robert, if you are not interested in the bourbon flight as the winner, you can go back to all of the other bourbon flights that I've done, and you can pick and choose your 7. The George T. Stagg is automatically going to be included in that. But if you are not interested in the other flights because you've had all of the other bottles before and there's something else that I've done in other flights that you'd be more interested in, go ahead and pick and choose your 7 and then send me your information and let me know which bottles or samples you would like included into the package. So congratulations, Robert, and let's go ahead and move on to today's flight, which is all of the winners of my non-peated scotches. And I have 7 of them. So let's go ahead and jump right into this with bottle number 1. So the winner of my best blended malt was the Compass Box Orchard House. This is going to be in glass number 1. Bottle number 2, Glenallachie 10 Batch 8. This was the winner of my 10-year-old scotches, and that's going to be in glass number 2. Bottle number 3, best 12-year-old single malt scotch was the Bunnahabhain 12. Included in this flight, for those of you who are going to be interested in winning this one, I am also going to automatically include the cask strength Bunnahabhain 2022 release. So if you're interested in that, then you will have the opportunity to win this flight along with the extra Bunnahabhain cask strength 2022 version. Bottle number 4, best 15-year-old single malt scotch, Glenfarclas 15. That will be in glass number 4. Bottle number 5. This was the best high age stated single malts that I had, and this is Aaron 21. That's going to be in glass number 5. Moving on to bottle number 6. My best odd age stated single malt was Glenallachie 13. That will be in glass number 6. And then the final bottle, bottle number 7, which was my non-age stated single malt scotch, which ended up being the Bruichladdich, the classic Lottie, and that is going to be in glass number 7. If you are interested in this giveaway, every $5 donation to the channel is going to get you 1 entry into winning this flight. Unfortunately, I have to limit this to the United States only. So if you have a United States shipping address, you can participate in this. I have to be able to verify your age, so you have to be 21 years of age or older. Let's see, what else do I have here? This giveaway is going to go live when this video goes live. So that's going to be what? March 22nd, 2024. And I am going to close the entries the following Wednesday. So that would be March 27th at 11:59 p.m. 2024. So if you're going to be interested in winning the non-peated Scotch flight, every $5 that you donate to the channel is going to get you one entry, and you can donate more than just $5 to get you more entries. I have, again, these Black Glencairns that I have everything in. I just don't want to give anything away. And since I have more than 7 here, this seems to be a pretty daunting task. And I think that's going to cover it. So if you're interested, there is a little super chat or a thanks button below the video, and it's got like a little heart or a dollar sign in the center. So if you're interested in this, just go ahead and click on that and then donate to your heart's content, whatever amount you would like. Every $5 gets you one entry. All right, let's get these things organized. I have my paper in front of me. I've got my glass of water over there. Get this thing over here, take some notes. I'm not gonna jump into a whole lot of in-depth notes. I did that with these previous videos. This one is all about trying to figure out what my best type of Scotch that I have in my collection. So let's get the lids off of these things. Let's go ahead and get to glass number 1. Let you know what I think. All right, it smells like malt. A little shaky here. A lot of fruit notes are coming out. Let me go ahead and write all these things down. So this is glass number 1, fruit and malt. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the palate. Right away, that is crisp, that is fruity. Good amounts of peach, pear, a little bit of citrus. And there's a tiny little bit of wine note that's coming out, like a green grape wine note. That's actually really good. All right, let's move on to glass number 2. Like I said, it's a little bit overwhelming with all these glasses out here. Malty, cherry, bubblegum. A little bit proofy and kind of sting my nose a little bit. This is coming across as very sweet. I would not be surprised if this was one of the sherry matured bottles. Fruit medley, red fruits, a little bit of raisin note coming across. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. This thing smells absolutely amazing. That's proofy, but holy cow, is that good. That is all figs, dates, raisins, and plums. That's absolutely amazing. I love that one. Get a rinse, get to bottle number 3, or glass number 3. I hope that ABV doesn't overpower this one. That was pretty hot, but it was good. Malt, tobacco, and chocolate. It's not as fruity or sweet on the nose as that second one, but I do get a little bit of those red fruits and even a little bit of a raisin note in here as well. That smells really good. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Ooh, that is soft. Holy cow. Okay, so glass 3. That's soft fruit sherry with some red fruit. Oh man, that's really easy going. All right, let's go ahead and get on to the next one. Keep this thing going. If I knew how to drink, my mouth was watering like crazy. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So glass number 4. All right, this is vibrant, very crispy, very fruity. Obviously, they're all gonna have a malt note to them. This one smells a little bit damp, if that makes sense. And then the subtle fruit notes that are coming through are the sherried notes as well. Raisins, dates, figs, plums. So go ahead and get it on the palate. That's a touch sweeter than the previous glass, but all of the sherry notes are still there. That one is good as well. It's well balanced, but it just kind of falls to the background a little bit, but it's good. Dare I say it's a basic sherried malt. I'm gonna write that down. All right, let's get on to glass number 5. So this has the most amount of malt out of any of them so far. Malty, chocolatey, a little bit of tobacco, very fruity, very sweet. I would say on the nose, this one has the most going on. There's a little bit of a funkiness that's coming out of here that the others didn't have. And I wouldn't peg it as a damp or wet attic or mold. Well, maybe it's like decaying leaves a little bit, but there's still a very strong fruity component in here as well. Very vibrant on the nose. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the palate. Soft, fruity, and funky. Boy, that's good also. This is gonna be difficult. All right, let's get on to glass number 6. And then once I get done going this direction, I'm gonna speed this next part up, go back the other direction, and then when I come back, we'll have an order, and see what I like the most in my collection that is a non-peated Scotch. All right, this comes across as a little bit of a Old Elk. If you've ever had Old Elk bourbon, it has a very distinctive nose to it. I do get a little bit of bubble gum. And again, just like all of them, there is a malt component. Very fruity, red fruits, citrus, peaches, apples, pear. It smells very similar to glass number 1. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It smells a lot like glass number 1. Let's get it on the palate. All right, that's a good amount of proof there. It's proof, it's citrus, it's crisp, and along with that citrus, it also has some fruity notes in it as well. Again, I like it. Let's go ahead and get a rinse and move on to glass number 7. That one smells interesting. This is probably the richest smelling glass. I get a little bit of butterscotch coming out of this, very malty, and maybe it's in my head, but a lot of them seem to be very heavily sherried. This doesn't come across as heavy on the raisins, dates, figs, and plums, but all of that sweetness that those fruits would offer comes out of the glass. And maybe those notes that I'm getting are raisins, like dark, very sweet raisins. Let's get it on the palate. Now it's very raisin forward. So that's glass number 7. It was a sweet raisin, deep, rich notes, tobacco chocolate. I mean, it's very well rounded. All right, I have my work cut out for me. Again, I'm gonna go from right to left, speed this part up, take a lot of notes, see if anything stands out, and we'll come back with an order. All right, I think I have a decision. My top 3, first, second, and third, are very close, very close. And I think I have an order. Well, I have to go with an order. So let's go ahead and jump into this. My 7th place bottle or 7th place glass is going to be glass number 6. I said it had a good amount of proof. There was a good citrus note in here, and the fruit sweetness that I got didn't stand out as much as the rest of them. So glass number 6 is going to be in 7th place, and that is the Compass Box. So Compass Box, that took my best blended malt, is in 7th place. It fell flat based on the flavors that I got from everything else, but it's still really good. Coming in as 6th place is going to be glass number 1, 2, 3, glass number 1, 2, 3, 4. Glass number 4 in 6th place. I said the sherry notes were still there. It was not as vibrant. It didn't pack a punch like the others did, or at least my top 3. I liked the fruity sweetness that was coming out of here. I liked the sherry influence that was in here. It smelled really good, and it had a good touch of malt as well. And this was, oh wow. All right, so Bunnahabhain 12 is going to take 6th place. That kind of surprised me. I thought that would be a little bit higher in the order. And then 5th place, I believe, was right next to it. 5th place, I said, came across as pretty fruity, pretty funky, but there was something in here that, again, separated it from everybody else, and it came in 5th place. That ended up being, that makes total sense. So this is the Craigellachie 13. That funky note that is in Craigellachie 13 is amazing. It's good. If you have not experienced Craigellachie, get out there and get a bottle of it and experience that. And I think it's the, what do? They have the non-traditional condensers. It's the worm, is it a worm tube or a worm tub cooling? And I think that is the reason why this tastes a little bit different than anything else. So 4th place, I had glass number 1, and everything in glass number 1 stayed exactly the same. It was very fruity. It was very clean, very crisp. It had that green grape note, which I liked. But again, in this flight, it was a little bit hidden based on my top 3. It kind of lacked the ABV punch that the others had, and there seemed to be a little bit of a typical crispy, fruity note that I think is kind of common in a lot of Speyside malts. So glass number 1 came in 4th place, and this is Bruichladdich, the classic Lottie. Okay, so that green grape note makes sense. This is a good pour. It's very crisp. It reminds me of something that you can drink during the summertime, along with what was the Compass box? Was this the Compass box? Yeah, the Compass box. Both of these, I think, would be a very good springtime, summertime pour. I like those. So 3rd place is going to be my glass number 2. This one tasted to me like the most proof. It was fruity. It came across as figs, dates, raisins, and plums. It had all the notes in a sherried whiskey that I like, and it backed it up with proof. So in 3rd place, I ended up with Glenallachie 10. So I have to check my notes. So Glenallachie 10 was batch number 8. So if you have an opportunity to get batch number 8, it was very good. In 2nd place, I have right next to it, again, everything came across as pretty soft, really well-rounded. I think this had a pretty good sherry note as well. And there was a depth of flavor in here that put it above this one without the ABV spice or the ABV punch. This is something that you can sip for quite a while and get notes out of it as you go. So in 2nd place, I end up getting Aaron 21. That makes sense. That whole soft feeling, it's not as punchy as glass number 2. I think Aaron 21 definitely shows that it has age to it. And I think that soft or rounded note that I got out of this makes sense. So Aaron 21 takes 2nd place. And if I am not mistaken, okay. So if I'm not mistaken, the only thing left that I have on here is Glenfarclas 15. Glenfarclas 15 takes my top spot in my non-peated best type of single malt scotch that I have in my collection. It's surprising, but not surprising. I am a fan of sherried whiskeys. This stood out to me more than anything else on the nose and on the palate. So there you have it. Glenallachie 15 is taking my top spot within this flight. Let me know in the comments down below if you've had these before. What order do you think you would put them in? And again, the giveaway. Every $5 will get you 1 entry into this giveaway. If you win the giveaway, you are not limited to just these in the flight. You can go back to any of my Scotch videos that I've done in the past, over the past 6 months, and you can choose your own flight. And remember, I'm also throwing in the Bunnahabhain 12 Cask Strength 2022. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. Donate to the channel, show your support. If you are a Scotch lover, then hopefully you're gonna jump in on this giveaway. All of the rules are in the description down below in case you need a written reminder of what everything is. And Robert, thank you very much for winning my bourbon flight. Send me all of your information and I'll get that bourbon flight sent out to you. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.